IVM.
Alright, Left Arm Not So Orthodox is a show which tackles all things cricket. Well, we try to, but it's all bull most of the time. But we talk about the World Cup in this season because India is bringing the World Cup home. Even if we lose, we can still steal it. LANSO. Yes, it's also called Khatro Ke Khiladi because fear factors overtaken Indians. At the point of recording on LANSO, Left Arm Not So Orthodox, we welcome Amber, who has played cricket actually.
Yeah, we've played
under 19 for Haryana.
Yeah,
right?
Haryana. Yeah, absolutely.
And
as a fast bowler, like
under 19 for Haryana means you were 23. But that's
I was
not the
23
point. That's not the point. Point is you were talented.
Wrong birth certificate.
Afridi's story is going on now. Now the second publication of his book, the age has changed again.
Yeah.
So this is the people are buying the book only for one page. Umar kya hai? Nobody is looking at the rest. Yeah, but coming back to the situation, the fear factor. I want to emphasize, Abbas ji, that upon the recording time, we have just lost to England. We are about to play our last two games, and I don't think it's going to happen. But if we were to lose, then this whole World Cup turns on its head, and we have to go back to 83 and watch Kabir Khan's picture.
Becomes interesting, no? Overall, there'll be more competitive teams, and then at least we'll have a bad dysentery kind of situation where, like, kya hak diya inhone.
Let me tell you,
this shat guys, shat again.
Amber, the cricketing world, there's a lot of people who hate India because we have become like the Mandarins, the tough guys who run the country, run the world, run cricket, money and all that. So I think a lot of people secretly will be happy to see us fail.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's also a fact. See the amount of fitness and stuff our players have gotten, like, recently. I think Virat Kohli and the team, they've really picked up the game very well. I mean, I've seen these guys work out and shit. It's really amazing. I think that also puts us in competition to the next competitors, right? And they want us to lose because we're on a winning streak. Some players, yes, of course, but then again, we are also capable of showing diversity and inclusion in our team, and that includes senior citizens.
Are you criticizing? Are you trying to say you're not happy with selection? Get to the point, Lawyer G. Get to the point.
I have very nicely made a point about diversity and inclusion in the cricket team.
So let's get to it. Let's call a spade the elephant in the room, whatever phrase you want to use. The chase against England, tough as it was, 338, while Rohit and Virat were at the crease, looked like India could win. And then slowly it faded. Of course, Pant and Pandya were there, but you never expect them to make 150, 200 together. It's like, maybe to finish the game at the end. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Yeah, I'm leaving it to you.
So see, I personally regard that, he has given his best for so many years.
You're
right?
really a lawyer, yaar.
And
this is a Mark Anthony speech. Tarif karke.
No, but there comes a time in everybody's career, right, where they realize that now my potential is, not the same as what it used to be, and then it's in sparks. Now, it is similarly as telling somebody who's flown for like 20 years, and if you compete him with a youngster, and tell him that, do the same stuff, then
Dr. Vijay Mallya versus SpiceJet.
Yeah, you see that, Kingfisher versus SpiceJet, and the expectation is more out of the guy who's experienced, right? You'll not tell a newcomer to come and score 100.
No, but there's a point where you're getting more from the experience or less from the experience.
Yes, and that's the point we need to realize. Yeah, and we're not getting there, and the guy should realize it himself.
What if he bats at 4, which I was saying in the beginning, as a batsman who's holding, because it's 50 overs.
Yeah, it's 50
Steve
overs.
Smith and Khwaja for Australia, for example, are trying to bat like regular batsmen.
Well,
and you have around them, you've got the guys who are going to bat maybe 30 of 20 and 50 of 30. So I'm saying if he batted, and in this game, if he batted at number 4 and batted all the way down, and around him everybody hit. How about that?
But that's a good idea. You see, even those all-rounders for Kiwis, I saw in the match. I'm forgetting them. They did a wonderful job, right? Neesham
and Grandhome.
Grandhome both. They played wonderfully well.
After five done for nothing, they
five done for
together,
nothing. See, that's the kind of confidence. I think he's under too much of pressure. I think it's because
so
of.
You're saying he's just not good enough anymore?
He's not good enough to perform at this level anymore, and maybe this tournament is not the kind of tournament where you right now, if you're not in form, you're not, you cannot show out and say that no, I'm here to hit sixes again like the T20 format or the IPL. Now this is big time.
But in the IPL, he was hitting the big balls.
He was hitting big balls.
So that's what I'm not able to understand.
I don't know. I mean,
everybody said the power game is gone. IPL में power game था. अब वापस आके England में power game तो again घूम गया. It's not making sense.
I think also I'll make a very serious point on this. Maybe
we'll play music.
Yeah.
Now say
on this, I'll make a point. Maybe because in our country, a time comes where cricketers, in any case, are regarded as gods, right? And when you're snatching that away from anyone,
cricketers, politicians, and all people.
All people. Yeah. Like I would say, anybody who just does something out of the extraordinary is extraordinary for us. And that kind of puts a lot of pressure on the guy who's performing, right? For him, it is like the world is watching, and every time you are not performing at that level, there is huge amount of criticism. You're losing on to your suddenly because we pull the chair, right? We just don't wait. Also, like हम आराम से नहीं गिराते, हम कुर्सी खींच देते हैं. Like we pull the chair, the guy falls. So he's scared of that. Maybe when that's kind
but
of.
This is not his decision.
It's not his decision.
Let's say that you have selectors and all. He'll play
everybody's decision.
I look at it from a critics point of view. You have only so many years. They're like podcasters. You have so many years to make money. For each normal podcaster has 75 years years to make money. I'm told last 2 years will be successful. So we do what we can.
We do what we can.
But MS Dhoni ka jo baat hai, if you go back in time, there was a time maybe 2-3 years ago when that decision could or could not have been made is what is his future vis-a-vis international cricket for India.
That's true.
But once they've decided to back the horse, they back the horse. And he's done decently right up until the home series of 2019. That's when the faltering seems to have happened.
He's been fighting it out, right? And you see so there is no problem with him trying to prove himself. The problem is there are so many things around him that, he has to accept the fate as well. I mean, Yuvraj Singh retired. That's a very smart decision, I think, because
they weren't selecting him. Now, how much could he go on?
So, yeah, I mean, again, my point, like, he didn't perform on that level, right? So, we are dealing with performance. Why is it? If you also see the debutants in Aussie cricket or Kiwi cricket,
they are very ruthless.
Yeah, they're very true. You perform and you leave.
Steve Waugh was told to leave.
Yeah, you got nothing to deal with it. So, that's professionalism, right? Nobody's going personally after anybody.
So, who would Amber call for semi-final? Let's say we make it. Let's say we win another 2 matches we're in. What will be your batting lineup? There is no Dhawan.
There is no Dhawan.
Probably no Rahul.
Yeah.
They have called him Mayank Agarwal. So, who with Rohit at top?
I think I would prefer Mayank Agarwal again.
Okay.
Try a combo. Yeah, maybe let's see how it functions because these guys are confident. They want to perform, right? Everybody wants to perform. So youngsters will do better. And
Virat 3.
4 should be, I think, Rishabh Pant. Again, you don't tell the guy to open,
Dhoni?
right? Well, after that, Dhoni.
So you keep Dhoni at 5.
You keep Dhoni at 5.
Where
you know why?
I think 5 is being a difficult position because whether to hit or whether to play attritional cricket, that's the point where you're confused.
The thing is, you also need a balancing act, right? Now, Dinesh Karthik, again, if you put him, then you have Rishabh Pant. There are so many, options. But then Dhoni, of course, the experience matters.
And then you have Pandya to finish with. Kedar Jadhav not firing also.
Pandya, I think, is one guy who's realized that just hit. Like, don't bother. Play free cricket, and that's why he's making good runs.
Fair enough. So you have one cricketer like that, your X-Factor cricketer.
Yeah, X-Factor cricketer.
Laga to laga, nahi laga
well,
to
you see the whole England batting lineup was X-Factor cricketers. They just came in and smashed everybody.
I think they could have reached almost 400. Where lucky they stuttered in the middle. At 165 for no loss. I was telling my mother, of course, I sit with my mother and watch cricket. That's my social life. But I was just telling her that this is a 400 score, and it was. They were showing a projected score 388 at that point.
It was 400.
So 337 was decent.
Absolutely. And what it also does is it makes Virat Kohli not perform very well. I mean, he's scoring 50s. He could have easily made 300s if he's not under that stress of stretching the team. So you have to think it from that perspective.
You wouldn't put him at 4 and put somebody else up at 3.
No.
So that you have Virat probably anchoring the innings as well.
You see, I would like Virat to play on the top. Reason being, he's a class player, right? As we all know in his profession, he should be scoring runs. Why do you want to put him under pressure and ruin his batting style?
My worry is the second half of the batting is just not got enough momentum. And what happens is when we have a big score at the moment, we're being exposed. So far, we've been winning with the bowling. No one's thinking about that. Jasprit is unplayable. You've got Mohammad Shami performing, hat-tricks, this and the other. And the 2 spinners are coming to the party to some extent. So, and the fielding has been great. But the batting, the second half, if they are 3 for 20 and with Kohli gone and Sharma gone, I personally feel the opposition will think, apna game hai.
But also, no, Cyrus, you look at this, it's a concoction we've made. Now, if we make sudden changes halfway down the tournament, our cocktails might become mocktails.
Of whatever they have.
It will become a mocktail from a cocktail.
And anyway, cocktails aren't allowed in India. So let them enjoy cocktail in England. Then come back and have mocktail. I get your point, Amber, and I salute you. I salute your metaphors about politics and cricket. And how you criticize everybody, including our living legend, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Let's hope he has a great finish to his career. And because he's fought against the tide. He's one of those guys, he's all about the fight,
And he's made us win on a lot of occasions, The guy's got the grit. Now it's time
to... reminds me of Mike Tyson in a way. In Mike Tyson's career, he had no shosha. He would just wear those black shorts, take off the turn and go for it.
And knock out the guys.
Absolutely. And Dhoni would just turn up and he comes to bat. But there's no long-winded, story to that.
But we've not come to the later life of, Mike Tyson. We'll just stop there.
Yes. Also, I've never seen Dhoni with somebody's ear in his mouth.
Yeah.
So far.
It might just be mine after hearing this podcast. So
Let's see. If India doesn't win the World Cup. Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts.